So, Marty Supreme is a new film directed by Josh Safdie in which we follow a character named Marty Mauser portrayed by Timothée Chalamet, a young man with a dream that no one respects, and he goes through hell and back in pursuit of greatness. And before I continue on with today's video, let's also start our conversation below. I know the movie doesn't come out until Christmas time, but here's a question for you all. What is your favorite Timothée Chalamet performance? Let me know below. Alright everybody, let's get into Marty Supreme.
Excellent!
This movie was easily one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, and not only because of Timothée Chalamet starring in the film, but also the fact that Josh Safdie was directing this movie. And really quick, I just wanted to say that it's really sad and quite unfortunate that the Safdie brothers, Josh and Benny Safdie, are, as far as I'm aware, no longer working together for the foreseeable future, because when I look at their films that I have seen, which are good to my uncut gems, I really did think that the Safdie brothers did such amazing and masterful jobs at creating these movies that would give you the biggest anxiety attack, the biggest near anxiety attack throughout the film's runtime. But I will say I am really looking forward to seeing how the two of them go forward in their solo careers. I know that I didn't review The Smashing Machine when it did come out in October, but I do want to say stay tuned for late reviews around up 2025, because I will be covering The Smashing Machine for that video. But with that being said, let's get on to Marty Supreme. Before I walked into my screening of this movie, believe it or not guys, I did not see a single trailer of this movie. There are things that I knew about this movie, but otherwise guys, in terms of seeing footage, this is a movie that I walked into almost completely blind. Guys, I mean, holy shit! This movie is fucking insane, and I loved Marty Supreme. When it comes down to the performances, I'm obviously gonna throw a lot of praise and a lot of love towards Timothée Chalamet. That's absolutely gonna happen. But for the time being, I actually want to throw some love to a couple of people first. The first of which being Odessa Acion, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, as she was actually in Until Dawn from earlier this year, a film that I actually do find to be quite underrated. Odessa Acion I thought was terrific in the film as Marty Mauser's love interest, given that what is going on with her character after a certain time period in this film. Odessa Acion I really do think was one of the cornerstones of this movie with her performance, as I thought she was stellar. Gwyneth Paltrow I also thought was terrific in the film as this character that Marty Mauser is having some run-ins with, and that's all I'm going to say about that because this is a non-spoiler review. Kevin O'Leary I also thought was excellent in the film, and he actually has some of the biggest laughs of the entire film. One particular moment that involves a table tennis handle. All I'm going to say is this guys, this moment was just, it was great, and it easily had one of the biggest laughs of their entire film. Tyler, the creator, also has some great moments of the film. One particular moment that he has with Timothée Chalamet that has really, to me, one of the most memorable scenes in a film that has plenty, I mean plenty of memorable scenes. But obviously, and as y'all can imagine, the main star of the film, or actually, if you ask me, there are two main stars of the film, but let's get on to the first main star of the film, and that is Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet continues to showcase why he is one of the most exciting actors and one of the most exciting leading men working today. Timothée Chalamet is just energetic as can be. He's charismatic. He's got this great stage presence, and even though this character is very, to say the least, egotistical, at some points is such a despicable character because of what he does in this film. If it wasn't for Timothée Chalamet and how he is able to just lock you into this movie, I really don't think this role or this character would have been as much an investing character if it wasn't for Timothée Chalamet. That is how great he is in this movie. The other star of this movie is without question Josh Safdie's directing. Josh Safdie directs the hell out of this movie. From the moment that this movie starts and all the way throughout this film's 2.5-hour runtime, Josh Safdie locks you in immediately, and he keeps you on the edge of your seat because you're watching this character going through all these situations for one particular reason, and his goal to get to essentially the third act of this movie. Seeing not only the hijinks of what this character is going through, but just the absolute insanity of all the conflicts that Marty Mauser is going through. Josh Safdie is firing on every single cylinder possible, not only delivering something that is relentlessly entertaining, but something that is just full of just absolute insanity. If I did read this correctly, this is a film that is very, and I mean very, loosely inspired by a table tennis player named Marty Riseman. Now, I don't know how much of his life was put into this film, but I cannot imagine that Marty Riseman got himself involved with the just absolute batshit crazy insanity that was throughout this film's 2.5-hour runtime. But man, does it make for one of the most entertaining films that I've not only seen this year, but really so far of this 2020s decade so far. This is a film that starts off probably at maybe 20 miles per hour, and it ends at over 9,000 miles per hour. But the thing that I loved about all the conflicts going on in this movie is that each conflict that happens in this movie is all central to the story of a guy that just wants to reach greatness, and really what he is willing to do in search and pursuing that sense of greatness he is trying to achieve. There are so many sequences in this movie into which there is such a great use of, just to say the least, jet black comedy. There are sequences in this movie where a line is uttered, and it caught me off guard that I was wheezing. I was laughing so hard. Marty Supreme also has incredible cinematography. I believe that Darius Kanji, I believe that's his name. Give me 1 second. I finally got his name right, although I cannot guarantee on the pronunciation. If I did pronounce your name wrong, sir, I apologize, because man, your work in this movie is incredible. I believe this movie was shot on 35mm, and this is one of those movies that you need to see on the big screen. There's just something about watching a film that was shot on 35mm and seeing that film grain on a big screen, and I can only imagine how amazing this movie is going to look on 4K when it does come out next year. Particularly how the table tennis matches are shot. I mean, guys, no joke. I never thought that I would have so much anxiety watching table tennis in this movie. The final event in this movie gave me so much anxiety. It felt like I was watching, essentially, without giving it too much away, like a Rocky match. That is how great this one sequence is. I loved it.
Well, that's just fucking great!
As far as issues go, the only thing that I can really think of, and by the way, this is me reaching for something, there might be a situation or two that probably could have been maybe trimmed down a little bit. I don't know how they could have been, because the situations that I'm thinking about were so damn entertaining, but otherwise, I got nothing else.
And here we go.
So overall, Marty Supreme is an insane joyride, and I loved every second of it. Marty Supreme is relentlessly entertaining, hilarious, it's firing on all cylinders, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year. All in all, I'm gonna give Marty Supreme a 5 out of 5. Now, I know that Marty Supreme doesn't come out until Christmas, but guys, when this movie comes out to theaters, go see it, enjoy the ride, because man, it is a hell of a banger. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Marty Supreme. If so, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.